I'm feeling lucky today, so let's do a Lucky Tackle Box unboxing today. This is for the month of April 2017. I like their LTB paper. It's not a bunch of fake cardboard moss, it's just simple paper. Gets you right into the good stuff. They got their traditional little, hey, thanks for joining. I like this. This is a great piece of swag. Lucky Tackle Box flag, looking good. LTB always does like a golden ticket live drawing. And I never, ever have gone on one of these, but I probably should do it this month. They also include the booklet on how to use all your different pieces of gear, so always a very helpful tip. One thing I really appreciate every single month, in this month's box, is their sample pack of fish attractant. This is just a simple little pack, just a sample, nothing special, but for a company that's trying to put something in the box, it's free publicity. It gives some people an opportunity to try the product. Has a little coupon on top. Great little piece right here, and for me that's just like a fantastic little extra. It just gives that little value added piece in the box. And so I love seeing that. So I was actually happy that they just included a little sample there for me. First item is a Mr. Twister, the original. Don't be confused with all those fakes. Anyway, lifelike design, kind of like some little lizards in here, 4-inch buzz bugs. And what I like about these is there's actually a variety of colors. It's not just one particular one, so if you need to switch it up, you can. Some of them are black with red specks, watermelon with blue specks, watermelon with red specks, or multicolor, black with that chartreuse tail. But a nice little variety in there. And this goes for Mr. Twister. Where are you? Mr. Twister. Yes. $4.96 for that. And they like using them with swim jigs. I've had bass that come up from the shadows of weed lines and just hammer my swim jigs, all because of the trailer I was using. The buzz bug is tough and can survive multiple hits by bass. So, that might be a really good, fun one to try. Let's see what we got here. Lake Lunkers. Take a break in life and go fishing. Yippee. Sounds like a plan right there. Got some blue worms. These are handmade. All of our products are handmade, so you're getting quality beyond all those machines. I wonder how you make handmade worms. Seems kind of suspicious, but okay, I'll believe it. So homemade worms. Yes. All right. So those Lake Lunkers go for... Man, they don't make it easy. Oh, $5.99. When you're working with a drop-shotted worm, we want a quivering or pulsating rhythm on our worms, which is what this bait does. Using a small live bait hook rigged through the front tip of the worm really enhances the quiver of the worm. So I don't have a really vivid royal blue color worm like that, so I'm kind of excited to take a look at that. And always made in the USA. They throw in some more Jimmy Houston hooks. So that's the second box I've had where they include Jimmy Houston. They must like him. The other thing, this is Raw Outdoors Inc. Kind of like a little baby sunfish lure. They specialize in ultra lifelike swim baits. And this one is kind of pretty. I think it'll probably have some fantastic action. For me, my only concern is there's a piece of nylon that connects all these body parts. I don't know if you can see that. But when you look at it, it's like a piece of nylon that runs along the entire body. That's what gives it that floating or that swimming action. For me, I've always wondered what would happen if that ever rotted or got old. I don't know if that would hold up very well. I mean, that might be something like 10, 15 years down the road you might have to replace or something like that. But otherwise, kind of a nice looking movement on that. That runs for $10. And it swims similar to a crankbait and has a very realistic swimming action. It can quickly find and catch bass. So it must have some laser detector on there to actually find those bass, heat-seeking missiles or something like that. Banging this swim bait against the rocks in 8 to 12 feet of water can be a great pattern in nearly any lake from spring through fall. Use a 7-foot medium power, moderate action rod. So it's kind of nice. It's going to be a really deep diving one, and you can kind of get it right in between. You can get really down deep where those fish are. So that might actually be a fantastic summer bait, during the hotter months and you want to go down into the deeper parts of the lake. They also have this Primal Chase fishing lure. It's called the Native Series. Not sure how you would describe that look of it, but it's engineered to provoke attacks, easy to use for all levels of anglers, and frantic, wobbly action. But kind of a nice looking lure. I've never seen one something like this, but it actually looks pretty cool. And the Primal Chase goes for $10. It's a snake crank. It combines the fish attracting vibrations of the chatterbait with the actions of a plastic frog. Very cool. And it can be deadly on early season bass cruising flats looking for a meal. Throw it close to cover and try retrieving it at different speeds to determine how the bass want it that day. But kind of a cool little looking piece. That might be a real fun one to try. Moving on, we got a vicious rattle bait. This is Get Vicious. It's kind of a red coloration to it, like a rattle trap. Kind of a nice rattle to it, like little small BBs in there. It's one of the best performing traps on the market. It has a very unique dual line tie setup to allow for a more shallow running depth or the deeper running depth in the rear. And let's see, it's a suggested line of 4 to 20 pounds monofluoro or braid. And it will sit on their chin if allowed to drop to the bottom for quick rips or jigging action. So this is a half ounce. This is a half ounce. But that might be a nice little lure too. So very cool. You can select if you want it forward or in the back for your line. So give it a couple different options. Kind of a nice little versatile lure. And that runs for $4.29. If you look at tournaments held this time of year on any grassy lake, a lipless crankbait is almost always a major player. You can trigger strikes by using an erratic, fast, slow retrieve, or burn it fast with an occasional pause, or yo-yo it back with sharp upward jerks. So kind of a nice crawfish coloration to it. So see how that does. And the last one just looks old school, or kind of like an old school meets new school awesomeness right there. Bagley Balsam Shad O5. Kind of a nice bright underbelly and really beautiful paint job on this. It's made of balsa using the exclusive HCM manufacturing process. The shad-shaped bait is precision balanced to cast easily, run true with tremendous vibration, and prey on unsuspecting fish farther and deeper than ever before. Made in Serbia. Wow, never heard of that before. Made in Serbia. But shad-shaped. That's quite the alliteration right there. But looking forward to giving that a try. That's just a beautiful, tiny little bait. We'll have to see what that does. But that runs for $9.49. And let's see what it says. The guy's notes on here says, I like balsa crankbaits because they are silent. They don't have telltale rattles that can spook wary bass. These silent runners are especially effective during tournaments when others are using more common rattling crankbaits. So we'll have to see how these perform. I think on another video I have another kind of bait that I might be using for a trout river, the Dace replica. And so I might try to see what this does in like a little trout stream. But very beautiful box and a great value for this month.